Welcome to another team selection video ahead of Blank Gameweek 30. I'm going to recap on how Gameweek 29 is going so far, but just a quick disclaimer, this video is recorded before the Wednesday and Thursday matches for Gameweek 29, so I still have 9 players left to play, and I'm on 75 points with a -4 taken, and I've gone up to around 86k, but I have played my triple captain, and I've only got 1 free hit chip left, and I'm looking to use it in either Gameweek 33 or 36, with Gameweek 33 being much more likely right now. Since the last video that I recorded, quite a lot has happened in terms of the fixtures that have been rescheduled. So in Gameweek 31, we have that Burnley versus Everton game that we expected to fall under either Gameweek 31 or 32. And also in 33, Brighton, Burnley, Leicester, Man United and Newcastle all have a confirmed double in 33. And this is all courtesy of Ben Crellin. He's the go-to for the fixture rescheduling and all this information. Likely double game weeks include Arsenal and Southampton, and that is going to be dependent on the Southampton game against Manchester City in the FA Cup. I'm going to do a brief overview and talk about how the FA Cup games would affect the scheduling, and also the possible but unlikely double game week 33 fixtures are Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City, and that all depends on the FA Cup results. Likely to blank in game week 33 are Aston Villa, Leeds and Wolves, and we always talked about game week 33 being the possibility of a mixture of blanks and doubles, and that's why a free hit for me is perfect for that scenario, because some of these teams you probably don't want to have in the long term, such as Burnley for example, but if you were to buy someone from Burnley or Everton etc, you could consider Weghorst because he has a double in 31 and 33, but the double isn't that great anyway in 31, it's a bit better in 33, but that's kind of the rundown of Game Week 33 so far, but now I'm going to be showing you how that would be impacted by the FA Cup with games specifically. Everything will be confirmed after this weekend's FA Cup results. So if Chelsea beat Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, Leeds will blank in Game Week 33 and Chelsea have a single game week against Arsenal at home. But if Middlesbrough win, Leeds have a single game week against Chelsea, no blank, and Chelsea will have a double game week facing Leeds away and Arsenal at home. Then moving on to Saints versus City, which is pretty much the most important game for this free hit in Game Week 33 and just for our teams in general. If Man City win, Wolves will blank in Game Week 33 and Manchester City will have a single game week against Brighton at home. Arsenal will have a double game week, Southampton away and Chelsea away, and Southampton will also have a double game week against Arsenal at home and Burnley away. If Southampton win, then Wolves will have a single game week against Manchester City at home. Manchester City will have a double game week against Wolves away and Brighton at home. Arsenal will have a single game week against Chelsea away, and Southampton will have an away fixture against Burnley. So that game is really important. That's the one we're going to have all of our eyes on. Manchester City will probably win, but you never know, especially in the FA Cup. And then Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. If Liverpool beat Nottingham Forest, Villa will blank in Game Week 33, and Liverpool will have a single game week against Manchester United at home. If Forest win, then Villa will have a single game week at home to Liverpool, and Liverpool will have a double game week against Aston Villa away and Man United at home, which could be a decent opportunity for the triple captaincy if you still haven't used it on Mohamed Salah. And then Palace versus Everton won't have any effect on the Game Week 33 schedule, so that's the least important game there. Everton versus Palace has already been postponed on the weekend of Game Week 33. Palace play Newcastle away and Everton play Leicester at home in the midweek of Game Week 33. So both Palace and Everton have a single game week in 33. So that game is irrelevant. All of this information is thanks to Ben Crellin and also everything that's happened with the Premier League and the fixture rescheduling. So now I'm going to move on to how I did in Game Week 29 and then talk about my Game Week 30 plans, which have changed as a result of the double announced in 31 and also in 33, because holding is going to be very, very popular this week. Rolling the transfer, just going into Blank Game Week 30 with what we have and then pushing on from there with more free transfers at our disposal. As I alluded to at the beginning of this video, it's been a decent week for me so far with 71 points with that -4 hit taken into account, and I'm around 86k after Cancelo got a 9-pointer against Crystal Palace. So I went down from around 80k to 86 after that Manchester City game, but I have 9 players left, so I would expect a green arrow at the end. Ramsdale got 9 points with a save point and also 2 bonus, so very happy with him. And I had that decision to make whether to go for him or Jose Sarr. A lot of people were actually preferring the Wolves goalkeeper. He also kept a clean sheet, but with a double game week, you always want to favour Ramsdale, and I expected Arsenal to keep a clean sheet against Leicester with Vardy out of the equation. If he was actually in the team, that would have been a different story, but of course he's injured. And I've gone for double Arsenal defence. This is the first time that I've benefited from it, with Kieran Tierney also picking up a clean sheet. And it's just a shame that his attacking output has decreased massively with Tomiyasu out of the team, and it looks like Cedric is going to play against Liverpool as well. I wouldn't expect a clean sheet there anyway, but obviously a Tierney attack and return would be massive. And then double Liverpool defence, Trent and Robertson both getting a clean sheet, and both of them were in and amongst the bonus points at one point against Brighton and Hove Albion. In the end it didn't happen, but still pretty happy with my triple Liverpool. And Mohamed Salah is declared fit to play against Arsenal, which doesn't really surprise me too much. The injury didn't seem serious, and it's going to take something really serious or massive for Salah to miss out in such a crucial game, which could decide the top 4 race and the title race, which is going to be really interesting. Doherty, one of my new signings, was a flop so far, but he was facing Manchester United, and anything could have happened in that game. It was a really enthralling game, high scoring, and it's just a shame that Doherty didn't really translate those attacking numbers, the attempted assists, the chances created. He created no chances at all against United, which was a big shame, but he wasn't facing Leeds and Everton, who were both really off form when Spurs played them. And then Saka, no points there on the board. He seemed to pick up a little knock at the end, but I think he should be completely fine, so no worries there. Rafinha with a brilliant piece of trickery at the very end to assist Gelhardt in, what an end to that game that was, and it could be crucial in the relegation battle, so really happy with Rafinha there. He should have gotten more points though, and he missed some good chances, just like that fixture against Leicester in Double Gameweek 28, but at least he's getting those numbers, and he is still the talisman for Leeds United. Heung-min Son was very disappointing. He had a really good chance, which was created by Kulusevski. He was a standout for Spurs. Everyone else had a poor game, and even Harry Kane got away with the goal with the penalty, but he really didn't do anything else apart from that. And I kind of suffered a little bit due to Harry Kane's goal, but not too much. And in the end, if I had actually taken a -8 and gotten rid of Son for Harry Kane, at least as things stand so far, I wouldn't have really gained anything from it, although Kane is probably better for the long-term team structure that you want to strive for. Kulusevski, despite only getting 5 points, was really impressive. The assist came from basically winning a penalty from a handball from Alex Telles, but Kulusevski was really sharp, created a lot of chances, and he's looking like a really good signing for Spurs. And against Brighton, I think that the front three of Kulusevski, Son and Kane could come really big, and I think Kane could actually end up being the best captaincy this week, so hopefully I don't suffer too much from that. Che Adams, I actually made a good decision there to start him, and he actually got a haul against Watford last time out in the 1-0 win, but this time Southampton fell. They lost 2-1 at home, and Adams got the assist, but as you can see, third on my bench is Connor Cody. Now, who would I have started him over? Maybe Adams, maybe Rafinha, but no one else. I wouldn't have sacrificed a double game week player for Connor Cody, and I think ultimately I don't regret my decision too much, because apart from maybe the bench structure and going for Cody third sub, that was probably a mistake. I probably should have prioritised them over Jimenez and Broja, who I expected to be benched, and that turned out to be the case. But in terms of who's in my starting 11, I don't really have any regrets despite Cody's 14-point haul. And Wolves defenders are offering good value once again, just like with Arsenal. And now heading into Blank Gameweek 30, that's going to be even more crucial. And I'm going to show you how I'm lining up. And a lot of you will be looking to do the free hit. Check out my best free hit team video that I made recently. And I will be talking about how many players we need before we should really consider playing the free hit in Gameweek 30, especially after the news broke out of the double in 31 and also blank and double Gameweek 33. If I were to make any transfers at all in Gameweek 30, they would be done at the very end, but nothing has changed from the reaction stream. I've gone for Jose Sa over Ramsdale. That's probably my biggest dilemma this week. Who do I go for? I think Arsenal have a better defence, but the fixture is a bit tougher on paper against Aston Villa, who I would expect to score, and I think Wolves could keep a clean sheet against Leeds. So that's why at the moment I'm going for double Wolves defence over double Arsenal. And I've got Kieran Tierney there away to Villa. I don't really expect too much there, but maybe an attack and return would be really nice, but that's being more hopeful than anything else. Doherty at home to West Ham. That could be a really tight game, and that would favour Doherty and Spurs defenders, but you never know. It could be a really open one, but I think David Moyes tends to be more conservative in these big games, and that's what I'm hoping for, and maybe a clean sheet for Spurs potentially, for my FPL prospects anyway. I'm a bit more confident in the midfield, although I don't really have some of the best midfielders this week, such as Maddison and Barnes, and I was actually considering doing some moves like Barnes or Maddison in for Salah, and then potentially Ivan Toney up front coming in for Che Adams or Broja, but that would make it really difficult to get Salah back in. I would have to take yet another -4, and I don't think it's worth it, especially with the doubles that are coming very soon. But Saka is my vice-captain right now. I don't think it matters too much. Son would be my captain. If I had Harry Kane, then he definitely would be my first choice, especially with penalties in his Arsenal. But also, you're looking at the fact that West Ham is one of his favourite victims behind the likes of Arsenal and Leicester. But Heung-min Son is still decent enough. And then I've gone for Rafinha, away to Wolves. It's not ideal, and I have double Wolves defence, but hopefully I get some return one way or another. And it would be absolutely tragic if Leeds scored but Rafinha wasn't involved and I had a double Wolves defence clean sheet wiped out. And then Kulusevski at home to West Ham, I'm actually pretty happy with that, because on a free hit I'm not too sure if I would go for him, but he's in form and I think he would be a really good option this week. Jimenez has a great fixture, but he's not been in great form, and we've talked about him many times this season. His FPL credentials just haven't been at it this campaign, and I've only got 9 players, as you can see. Son will be my captain. I could get to 10 or 11 by making a free transfer or taking a -4, but after the news that we got, I think I'm going to be rolling, and I just want to be saving free transfers, and I'll have 2 heading into Gameweek 31. If I roll it here, I'll be able to keep Salah, and I'll be able to captain him and focus on other areas, such as bringing in a Chelsea defender and also seeing how the FA Cup results will impact Gameweek 33. That will be really crucial. So I'm going to see what happens in the FA Cup games this weekend. As we talked about already, the impact of each individual match on what happens in Gameweek 33, and from there I will start making some plans on FPL.team. And speaking of FPL.team, I'm going to show you how my team would look like in terms of some of the kind of initial plans that I have heading into Gameweek 30 and 31. I'm not going to just be completely overwhelmed and also kind of tricked by these Burnley double game weeks. The double isn't that good, as you can see, against Man City at home, but Everton at home could be decent there. And also the fact that Weghorst has another double in 33, although I probably will be free hitting there anyway. I think what I could do with 2 free transfers in Gameweek 31 is get Reece James, if he's fit, in for Connor Cody, and also get rid of Jimenez for Weghorst. But these are kind of initial plans, and a lot will be subject to change. I'm not completely settled on this, but I think I would like to make a forward change, and maybe Broja could be the one making way, but I wouldn't be able to get a Chelsea defender in the process. And I just like the fixtures long term, and Chelsea will have some doubles, so I like the look of this team, but I'm just going to be waiting and hell-bent on those FA Cup results before deciding and planning what I ultimately want to do. But this team will look pretty good even without free transfers. Having Connor Cody there, he would be on my bench. Doherty would be my starting lineup, and I would have probably Jimenez in the starting lineup, if not Kieran Tierney. So this would look pretty good. Salah will be my captain and Son vice. So right now, as things stand, I'm very settled on rolling the transfer this week, sticking with 9, and then just going into Gameweek 31 with 2 free transfers, more flexibility, and being able to maybe get 1 player, possibly 2, but I'm not that, fussed about Burnley and Everton assets. So getting a double Gameweek 31 player or 2, and then in Gameweek 33 I can start planning for that as well, although I might just free hit there and focus on 32, 34, 35 and beyond. I think that will be the plan. Let me know what you're thinking of, and who is going to be your captain this week in Gameweek 30, and are you making a transfer, and if so, which ones are they? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. All the very best of luck with Gameweek 30. It's probably going to be a bit of a low scoring one, but you never know. I could be completely wrong about that, and those that are free hitting will benefit massively. But as I discussed in my best free hit team, if you have 7 players already, I would probably just hold the free hit and I would use it in Gameweek 33. Now, if you have 2 free hits, then I would possibly consider using the free hit, but still, I would rather use it in 36, 33, and possibly another double Gameweek like 37, because the upside is higher, the ceiling is there, and I would rather go and target those weeks instead. In Gameweek 30, if you already have most of the key players like Kane, Son, etc., then I think you're pretty good to go. They're the best captaincy options this week, so I would honestly, in most cases, roll the free hit this week, and especially if you only have 1 left, try your very best to save it for 33 or another game week where you might benefit much more from it. And ultimately, yeah, if you have 4 players in Game Week 30, that's where you probably want to be using the free hit, because you have to take a hit or maybe multiple hits to get to 7 or 8. So that would make sense. Otherwise, try to save it. I don't really think the upside is there, although I could be wrong. And always trust your gut and go with what you think is best. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you very much. We reached 1,000 followers on Twitter, and we're very close to doing the same on Instagram, so drop a follow on those platforms. You can also join the Discord server. The link is in the description below, and you can also join the F1 Fantasy League. Check out the community tab, and also Twitter. I've put the link in there as well, and I'll probably put it in the description as well of this video. All the very best of luck. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you next time.